My name is Arvind Misra. I'm glad to be presenting my company, Belararox, ASX ticker BRX, to the ASX Gems organized by the TSN. My company, Belararox, was listed on a stock exchange about 2.5 years ago in January 2022. After exploring for Belara projects in New South Wales, we acquired our project, which is a flagship project now for us, TMT project in Argentina. It happens to be in the valley of those giants and the elephants that you discover. And when you make a discovery, it's big deposits, which is proven by BHP's recent investment of $4.1 billion buying Filo del Sol and Jose Maria immediately north of us. And I'll show you that slide. Before I go on to that, just a bit of a catch up on my corporate side. I'm the founder of this business, along with my chairman, Neil Warburton, and I have got a star cast other team members. Jason Ward is a world-renowned geologist who has discovered many discoveries like TMT project before, including the Cascabel discovery he did in Ecuador, which took a junior company to a $1.5 billion market cap company after discovering their big deposit. Also, I've got John Trackos on my board. In my technical team, in addition to Jason Ward, I've got Dr. Steve Garvin, a world-renowned porphyry expert who has discovered, along with Jason, many other discoveries, and he teaches porphyry to many professors around the world, so well-regarded technical team. And in terms of capital structure, we are proud of having a structure which is pretty tightly held, only 101 million shares on issue. At the current price, we are capped at about $30 million. We did a capital raising last month. We raised about $7.7 million through two very quality and large funds. Delena of Hong Kong, which are a 4.8 billion pound fund, mainly trading in farm produce. They are investing now in the mining energy space. We got them to subscribe 21 million shares, and also a very large fund out of Toronto, Scotia Natural Resources Fund, who were earlier known as 1832. They took the subscription in the last month's capital raising. So having two very large funds is a very pleasing news. We are well funded to start our drilling program at the TMT project, which is imminent. Just a bit of a slide to show that we are copper focused, and where the copper is the hottest commodity, and the consumption of it is going to double by 2050. And copper is used obviously in energy transition into EVs and all these new changes that's coming up to reduce the greenhouse emissions and carbon reduction. Copper is essential part of the journey to achieve those goals. This is a slide that shows where the project is. On the left-hand side, the red dots are my projects. Below is a Belladero mine, which is an operating mine by Barrick and Shandong. On the northern side is this Jose Maria and Filo del Sol project. This is a project that was bought by BHP for $4.1 billion last month. Initial work when we did last year, we did the Sentinel and Esther work, which done by Dr. Steve Garvin, identified 12 targets. Other 12 targets, we did the field work last season, which is geological mapping, 2D and 3D geochemical sampling. And based upon that, we now have drilling targets. Last year, we only targeted Tambo, which is the purple color here, and Malambo, and the Toros, and the three Toros. This year, we'll be focusing on other sevens, in addition to drilling Tambo and Malambo. Just a comparison with the Filo del Sol project, where BHP, as I said before, invested significant money. You can see on the left-hand side, this is the resource. And if you look on the same scale, in the inset is my Tambo project, which on the scale looks very similar, has a similar characteristic of the rock, and very similar to Filo del Sol project. This is a recent work published also on the stock exchange and various other presentation we have done. This shows the probability of finding the porphyry systems based upon Haley and Cohen modeling done by Fathom Geophysics, based upon the sampling work, graded sampling work we did on top of the mountain along the valley. And that shows us a couple of very promising targets, as you can see from here, the porphyry that we'll be drilling, 3 boreholes shown here very soon. This is another project, Tambo North, which is very similar to Malambo. And this, you can see the Molly anomaly, which is a key characteristic that the geologists look for in order to find that the major source of mineralized source is nearby. And this is a 600 by 600 meters Molly anomaly, coincident with a lot of other metals and vectoring showing that we are not far away from the system. And this is the 3D geochem visuals, again, similar to what I showed you before from Malambo, as to where the probabilities occurs. Now, these probability curves, anything above 0.5 is considered significant. Jason did the discovery of project in Cascabel using probabilities up to 0.2. So you can see we have similar kind of probability here to find those materials. In terms of my work program, we have now almost finalized a civil contractor who will be moving to the site soon, fixing the roads, setting up the drill pads, preparing for drill contractor to move in October. And he sets himself up by November. We'll be drilling Malambo, but then we'll be drilling Tambo. And also we'll be scouting for those other 7 targets, which we didn't have time to do the work on the last season. We'll be looking at that work. And obviously, as the result comes, hopefully from January onwards, we'll be announcing all those drilling results. We have a 6,000-meter program, all core drilling. We have been in discussion with the drilling contractors. Out of the 6, we narrowed down to 3, negotiating with the top 2. We very will soon will have a preferred contractor, which will announce to the market and which will be mobilized in October. It is a small video to show you my project, just to get an appreciation of what the project is and how it compares with other projects. Just 3 minutes video. So on the south, we have El Pachon, Glencore. They are spending $400 million. There are several of these are already billion-tonner porphyry systems in that part of the world. And the yellow line shows the border between Chile and Argentina. As you can see from this slide, these black lines are where my project is. On the southern side is the Veladero operating mine by BRX. On the northern side is the Flor de Sol project where BHP recently made the investment. Now we are focusing on Malambo. It shows your geological map, gold, copper, lead, yellow, base metals, and very importantly, the moly, which sticks around. And they are the drilling targets for the porphyry. And the 2 models, Cohen-Haley model, showing the probability of clouds, where to drill and where the source of that porphyry system should be. We'll now fly over to north, go to the Tambo project. Very similar to Malambo, all the features, alteration, presence of copper, moly. Again, the Morley signature is very significant here also. And that's your probability of the cloud. Shows where to drill for the source. Thank you for watching that video. We'll now move to the other slides. So this slide shows a comparison or the journey that Philadelphia Sol went in their discovery. As you can see from the y-axis, which is each of those line of billion-dollar market cap, and as you can see, the 4 billion, that's when the deal was done last month. Initial years of the exploration, there was hovering around 50 million US, or sorry, Canadian, 50 million Canadian market cap. And this is where they jumped, vertical jump, when they found the first hole, 858 meters at 1.8% copper. And there's a bit of story behind that. So when London family visited Jason Ward in Ecuador, when he was drilling deeper holes, one of the holes he drilled was 2.7 kilometer, observing deeper holes there. They drilled at Florida Sol. London family drilled those hole, deeper hole, and that's when they found the vertical lift. So in our journey, where we are at is about that point, inflection point, because we will be drilling Malambo and Tambo. We are planning our ask contractors to have the rods, enough rods to go up to 1.3 kilometer to 1.5 kilometer, and hopefully we hit the porphyry system. Now, in addition to my TMT project, I recently announced acquisition of a company which has projects in Botswana. Botswana is a top-ranked country in Africa, #1 in Africa in terms of mining friendliness, and it's got copper, and our neighbors are prominent producers like Sandfire, MMG, and you can see from this slide, we got roughly 4,500 square kilometers of area prospective. In the past, previous vendors have done enough work to claim they have 9 drilling targets. In our plan, we will review those data, making our own plan to probably do some more surface work before we commit to drilling. But this project will be one of the other projects. But TMT remains the flagship. Drilling remains the priority for TMT. But this project also happens to be in a very prolific region, which we will slowly develop as we explore for it. And we have 2 small projects still in Australia. Belararox project, 643 square kilometer, where we did some work, 5 million ton at 3.4% maiden resource, JOG 2012. We have potential to increase that resource, and also on the eastern side, we have potential to make some gold discovery, which we will be pursuing a bit more. On the Western Australia side, we have the lithium and gold potential project, which is ready to drill, and we are reviewing our plans for the future exploration work. And with that, that's the end of my presentation. In summary, a copper-focused company in a tier 1 jurisdiction with an A-grade team where majors are looking to increase their foothold. We are right there starting to drill to hopefully deliver a world-class discovery. Thank you for your time and attention on this.